even SPGs from the mystery voiceover man. I actually thought that was Mojo at the start.
No, has too much emotion in his voice. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Nice climb there, Mikhailov. Well done.
So Road is playing the tier 10. Mikhailov in the tier 8 doesn't manage to climb here. Mirsky just spotting on the eastern side, but look at the trap here from Swift. Mandax and Skylex, and they're waiting in that middle road. Perhaps for anybody from Utopia to come over there.
We've seen this middle road have so many awesome gunfights recently. Mikhailov trying it again. Oh, dude,
failing it twice.
Not good. Not good.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, you got that right. I thought you were going to totally George Bush it and then just come back in and say, I'm trying to say, if you kid me, you can't kid me again.
No, that's not what I was trying to say.
Okay, you're actually trying to say the thing properly. Third time lucky, Mikhailov.
Oh my god, he did it.
Hey, he's okay.
Hopefully.
Oh god, why did you do that, laddie? He just drives off.
Well, he drops off because they spot Milosh. So they see Milosh over here in C1, which gives them the intel they need that is going to be a 1-2 line play for Utopia. So now we can start taking control over that eastern road already.
Oh, Daki Milosh getting shot at there already.
But nice shot in return. Good, Milosh. Need a few more of those. Good. 3 or 4 preferably.
Good exchange. Milosh rolling just 3 lower than the shot he took. 440 against 437 there. Now, Mendax, Skylex going to push down the middle here with Road giving covering fire. They've spotted out Shoku. Shoku hasn't spotted them back in return though. Shoku spotted out again. Atmospheric, was that wrecked by artillery there, Daki?
Yep, wrecked by artillery, but now Shoku is in a lot of problem here. Ooh.
Shoku, mate, get yourself safe. That is, yeah.
Utopia should just YOLO straight across the field right now into these bad shots. No stop, no driving around, straight across the field into them. It's the only option they have to save Shoku.
Counter Wolfpack coming in from Utopia as we see Bihu, Vilki, and Forbidden coming back round. They're going to try and get a drop onto
They're getting juked.
Skylex in the middle there, but Bihu's already taking the first one shot. They're backing off with shots into them. Bit of a suicide charge here from Utopia as the crossfire coming in as well from Mersky and Mikhailov up there as well. Utopia, you kind of got baited into that. You have completely lost this exchange, and really well played to Swift right now, Daki.
Yeah, they got completely juked, and Utopia not looking good at all here. Look at the HP difference. They tried to make that play, but Skylex and Mandax just drove straight back down the middle road. Utopia did not suspect it, and now they're just chasing nothing. In return, they now have 3 low HP bad shots, and yeah, this is looking really good for Swift here to start off with, actually.
Like, it's good that Utopia want to help their teammate out in Shoku, but they don't have to empathize with him so much that you have to go over there and try and match his health pool as well.
Well, they should have just, you know, they should have suspected that they're going to try and run and cut them off, and then they could have gotten those bad shots for free, but now that wasn't the greatest move, and they're just chasing here, but really they're not going to get anything out of this. They need to put some sort of pressure somehow, but still, we've seen this fight. It's very hard to control this cap, especially when you're 4,000 HP down.
So a bit of a, to be honest, a rubbish play here from Utopia at the start, charging across that field blindly to try and save Shoku, who... Shoku was on one shot anyway. Losing Shoku at that stage wouldn't have mattered. Okay, you've still got a gun in the game, but to drive over there and lose so much HP in the process doesn't work as a trade. Now, we see Mikhailov going down through the middle here for another scout. Papa Powan has a tank right beside him, giving him additional coverage fire, but Papa Powan's not really the worry right now. Swift can go in and trade with Utopia, and so long as they focus fire, this is easily going to be Swift for game number 1.
Yeah, Swift in full control right now of this game. They still have the 2 1-1-3s. A lot of bad shots on nice HP. In return, Utopia really, they have Muka on nice HP, and that's also about it. Even Milosh, half HP. Now Papa Pyron's trying to run. Mikhailov, if he goes for the quick route, could possibly even spot out this RT and kill him.
Mihailov's sitting up there in the open as well, so he can say to those guys, come down the middle road. Nobody has vision on you. So we see 3 Batchats going down this middle road. We see Crispitz, Meske, and Mendax going down the middle. They're going to loop around in a minute, and we're going to get our probably wrapping from the top as well, Daki, and this is going to be really bad for Utopia in a couple of seconds.
Papa Pyron just got saved, but they have no crossfire on that southern side at all. We saw when Ding played it, they had Kuritsa in position, but they don't have any of that, so easy control going to come out for Swift here. Now these 1-1-3s have the complete 6-7 line open, which they will probably go play on. And then what is Muka going to do?
Mersky and Crispix were spotted out there by Vilki, but they get shots into Vilki, and Vilki drops down health as well, so Vilki's down to 5-4-3. Now the cap circle is at 10 seconds. Swift are going to come in now for the reset. There's Skylex going in. Muka drives out. We're not really needed at that moment, but now the shots come back in from Swift to Utopia. Utopia getting shots back out. Muka gets the kill on Skylex there, but Utopia really are not in a good situation here, Daki.
Yeah, but they're getting a lot of kills though. The HP though, you just look at it, there's so much down. If they had more HP, they could have done something, but now the rest of Swift is just moving in, and they should be able to close this out as Mandax is still on a lot of HP, and Utopia, they tried, but sometimes it's just not enough.
Road here getting another shot into Milosh. That should finish him off as Muka is going to drive down towards Crispix. Looks like the 113 is going to actually be one of the people who gets the most damage here, Daki. Muka and Crispix probably going to try for a ramming kill, but they both want to back off and try and get safe and get shots in. Now, Utopia only left with 2 tanks. All they have left is Shoku and Papa Powan. Shoku, the guy at the start they tried to save, that really was not the call to make, was it?
Yeah, that backfired pretty hard onto them. I mean, it's still good close. Look at the HPs. Only Mandax really has a lot of HP available. So Utopia, they tried, but after losing so much HP for that crossing, yeah, there was not much to be done.
Had they made that crossing safely, Shoku would still be alive doing what he can right now, but there's not really much else he can do. Papa Powan now with the hero carry. It's just him against Swift. Can he do it? No. He's spotted straight away there. Mendax got 4 shells in the clip. Road just one-shots him, and that's it. GG Swift taking round number 1 here against Utopia.
Yeah, not bad from Swift. I still stand by it. If Utopia pushed straight across that road and actually catch those bad shots, it might have been a worthwhile trade. But now it wasn't, because now they crossed and didn't catch anybody.
It took so much fire as well doing that. You had the other 2 tanks sitting in the bottom corner from Swift, and it was a nice bait actually for them, a nice read from Swift to say, oh, hang on a minute, they're just blindly charging across the open.
If they drive straight across, then they might not even take that much because it's a shorter route. Now they drove like this instead of driving like straight like this.
And we actually see that a lot of the time on steps. One team makes a move, another team tries to come in with a reset, and either the reset works or the flank works or it falls to pieces. And on this example, it didn't work in their favour at all. It went really badly for Utopia.
Yeah, it fell completely to pieces. And Swift's win ratio is terrible on steps, but just got increased a little bit.
So let's have a look here. See Mihalov failing again. That was his 2nd time failing as he turns around. He goes up for a 3rd time. And nope, yep, nope. This is the 2nd time he failed, so that was the 1st time we saw it. And then this is a fight in the cap circle. So we've missed already the desperate save to try and save Shoku.
I mean, at this point, Utopia did very well, damage-wise. Like, they made it very close, but still not enough. You know, if their batches have more HP, they can play more aggressive, they can take different angles. Now they just lost everything. And, yeah, this is really good for Swift, especially because we talked about steps as being one of their weaker maps. They had 0%, they have 0% in the attack, though. So, I mean...
0% in attack?
Yes.
How many times have they played it?
They have played it 3 times on attack.
3 times, okay. It's not really, well, it's like a map they generally want to avoid then, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but they have 0% on Cliff. They played it once.
Cliff, I've not actually seen Cliff for a while myself recently.
No, everybody's banning it.
Do we have Cliff? We don't have Cliff today. Everyone's
Nope.
banning it. Why is it? Is everyone scared of it, or what? What's going on?
It's a high contact map. It's very hard to win it. You have to be, it's very, you know, easy to surprise somebody on Cliff. One mistake and you lose the round. So
You flip on your back like Camille.
Flipping like Camille since 2016.
Camel flipping, yes. It's going to be the new game from Wargaming. Or not.
How to flip like a pro.
To flip like a pro.
A book written by Camille.
Now, our next round, we're going to see a fan favourite into Himmelsdorf. Surely this is going to... No, actually, I'm jumping ahead of myself.
Ryan, are you okay? You need an adult.
I need an adult! Is it? No, nobody there. Okay. Round 2, we have first tier on steps. Can Utopia bounce back into this?
Yeah, they should be. A team like Utopia shouldn't get too worried about losing one round. They got a little bit unlucky. Now they just need to bounce back, win the defensive round, and they should be fine.
Okay, so let's have a look at the lineups here, and we can see which tanks are going to be involved. Now, a couple of things I've noticed here. First of all, the lineup for Utopia on defense here is the exact same as what Swift just played on defense. And for the attacking lineup, there's a different artillery being used as well. So artillery swapped for different artillery.
Quicker relocation, quicker fire. That's why you picked the Lorraine over the M40. We keep talking about it.
Okay.
And Utopia, the double 113 4 batches and the RU is pretty much a standard lineup at this point because the Rook can take the Eastern Mountain. He's not that much of a loss. And he can reset from there. And you need the two 113s to effectively defend the rails because one can go behind the house. The other one can go behind the mountain, which is in like B2-ish.
Okay, now when Utopia attacked, they had an extra bat chat instead of two 113s.
It's kind of, preference if you like two 113s or you like a little bit quicker lineup.
Well, let's find out. Can Utopia bring it back to 1-1 here on steps? Or can Swift actually step ahead and make it 2-0?
Might be a similar start here, like what we saw from Ding, going very aggressive on the eastern side, trying to make sure that the RU doesn't get up all the way. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't work. We'll see if Papa Pavian, how quickly he manages to climb, where he does manage to get. But Swift, I expect him now to go very aggressive in the east.
So Papa Pawan doing it easy.
A lot better than Mikhailov.
Easy peasy from Papa Pawan there. Now, the counter rotation is coming in from Swift. They are going counterclockwise here around the map towards base number 2. Looking to get some angles there. Now, we can't see individually because sadly since the patch things are broken, so we can't see the equipment on the individual tanks. But would any of these guys have binos, Daki?
No, most of them will be rolling with optics. Utopia tried to make a trap here a little bit as well, but if don't find anything, Papa Pavian got pretty high up though. Actually got all the way up.
So Papa Pawan playing King of the Castle.
Got spotted.
Spotted by Mendax. Mendax going to get shot.
He's safe. Great stuff from Papa. Really good. Climbed quickly, and that's why he got safe. 5 seconds slower, and he's dead.
Got himself into a safe position there. Mendax did get shot, but missed. Papa Pound was able to tell the rest of his team, hey, there's a lot of Swift guys over here. Come back from where you are, or set up a rotation where some of you can come around the bottom, the rest of you can come around the top, and this fight's all going to happen over base number 2 as Papa Pound gets a cheeky little shot across the road.
Doesn't connect it though, so 16 seconds left on the clock. Now, there needs to be a commitment here somehow from Utopia to make sure that they don't get capped here. Look at the time.
10 seconds. Papa Pound getting shot. Down to 5 seconds. Utopia, like lads, 3 seconds, 12 seconds. There's the reset coming in from Papa Pound, but next shot needs to be on somebody else. So Shoku's going to be the sacrificial lamb here to try and go for the reset. If they can hold their nerve here, Swift, they might actually sneak this one. It's going to be down to the very last second, and they've done it! Utopia, oh no, you haven't! Oh, lucky reset.
Reset just at 100, and now the fight begins, and Road, he's not in position to receive this at all.
Road getting dropped out first by Utopia as they come in on the reset. Damage getting done right across both teams, although Utopia, with the focus damage coming back against them, is really strong. Their return fire against Swift right now, not so strong. Swift have lost Roads. Atmospheric looks like to be the next one dropped, but right now it's very, very slow moving in this fight, Daki.
Yeah, but Bihu here is going to lose the 1v1 with Skylax 100% on reload. Skylax has all shells available. That's a lot of HP lost over there. There's still a potential here for Swift.
Bihu getting taken out here in this 1v1. He might not. Skylax is going to get his last one. Bihu driving for his life right now. He's really separate from the rest of his team. Good wraparound there by Skylax. He has nobody else to get crossfire into him. Now, the push coming back off the cap circle as Utopia are pushing Swift all the way back here. Swift now lost 2 tanks. Utopia have only lost 1, so they have that vital extra gun in the game. And they're going to continue this push, Daki. They're going to keep pushing them across the entire map.
They have to keep putting the aggression on. They don't want these Batras to get out because there's always a potential here. So they did some damage on Swift running away, which is good. But Utopia, they're still in control. They have the HP, they have the guns. Unless Mirsky does some crazy stuff here, which I don't think is going to happen, it should be okay.
Shoku driving down to the area where he expects Mirsky to be, so he's going to try and get him out so they don't have to worry about that additional fire from artillery. It's not aiming, it's actually aiming at the wrong area. Mirsky misses with the shot, Shoku gets the kill onto him. So Swift now down to 3 tanks left, 4 tanks left. Crespic's on 14 health, but this one's actually going to go in Utopia's favour, Daki, quite comfortably after what was very nearly, very, very close cap on. I mean, that was down in 0 seconds.
It was on 100, but no exclamation mark. So the base didn't actually get captured as Milosh picks up Manax. But good stuff there from Utopia. I mean, it really should never have gotten capped with the position from Shuku. He should always have been able to get the reset. They did get the reset. Papapayan reset it once, which gave them the time they needed to come over. And then once the 113s from Utopia came into position with the crossfire from the side, yes, Diablo took a lot for that. Yes, Muka took a lot for that, but it was worth it because they killed Rhodes, then they killed the Atmospheric as well. Manax tried to run away, took some shells on the way out. And then, you know, Utopia never gave them back the opening. They just kept chasing them the entire time.
Now, Mihailov, Skylex, and Crispix are all driving together here in one little block. I'm just waiting for there to be a slight mistake and Crispix to drive into one of his teammates and die. He only has 14 health. Any collision with these two teammates could be devastating right now. It would kill him.
It would, probably.
So he's going to be the one sitting back as Skylex and Mihailov go forwards. Even if they could get
there's no
two
chance.
tanks, and they don't have a chance. I mean, Shoku...
They need their entire clip to kill Shuku, pretty much.
Shoku has a
and they need 2 clips to kill Forbidden, because one is not enough.
Shoku has a dead gunner. Muka has a dead driver. They're in Batchats. Batchats only have 3 crew members. Papapayan with a damaged fuel tank. That doesn't matter. But Forbidden's on full health. Forbidden can just drive out and tank shots. So can Milosh as well.
Yeah, exactly. They need, like... Milosh is a 4-shot, so there's that. Forbidden is, you know, more than an entire clip. There's no happening, and even Papapayan is in that boosted position, so as soon as his bad shots get spotted, he can start landing shells onto them as well.
So Skylex going for a shot and missing there against Shoku. Utopia happy to just run the clock down. They're on defense. They don't have to go hunting for Swift. If Swift want to win this one, Swift are the ones who have to do anything. If Swift just accept it's a defeat and don't try and run the clock down for some crazy tactics, then they're either going to run down the clock.
I mean, I think they're just waiting for Forbidden, and then once Forbidden gets there, you can just push Skylex, and then the rest of the team can go and kill them, pretty much. That's what they can do if they want to close it out quickly. So 113s have more than enough HP to go forward if they really want to.
Milosh looking like he might be the one to come up over, but now he just stops and hesitates, probably considering worrying about his fantasy points right now, Daki.
He has to. I mean, he's on the verge of getting sold by me, so like, unless he wants his dad to sell him, then, you know.
You're Milosh's dad?
Yes, and his brother at the same time.
That's illegal in some states, apparently.
We're not in the state here.
Okay. Whatever goes in Dakistan, is that what you're telling me?
Wow, that's offensive.
I thought that's where you're from. No?
I see how it is.
Don't be salty, Daki.
I'm not salty, I'm just watching Skylex
Don't be
get
salty.
wrecked.
No need to be salty, Daki.
I think Mojo sprinkled a little bit over me.
Just a little bit of salt, just a little bit.
But it's just waiting here for Utopia to close out the round. I mean, they did it well. Swift, they went for the all-in. It isn't all-in at that point. It didn't work out. Now they're dying.
It was so close, though. It was. Whoa, look at all those crossfire shots. Pretty little patterns there all round Crispix as everyone was missing him, but that was it. 14 health left. He was never really going to do much else, but I mean, that was down to 0 seconds. That was a cap reset right on the very, very, very last milliseconds, effectively.
Full control, my friend.
That was not full control. Nobody leaves it. We've seen so many teams below that.
Full control.
TWB doing it today.
If you ask Utopia,
TWB did it today against Ding.
If you ask Utopia, they will say full control.
Yesterday, TWB also had it on Ghost Town.
TWB is just, they're just the masters of capping. Okay, they got it down. They know how to cap. Sadly, they didn't show us how to do.
The sneaky bunch. That's what you just do every time, which is go for a fast cap. And they'll win it every time.
Nothing else works.
Nobody else will be prepared for it. They'll be like, they won't try the fast cap. Oh my god, they're going for it. We're not ready.
Full control from Utopia.
Total control.
Well, they could have been 2-0 down at this point.
They could have, yes. They could have been, and that would have been a very, very different situation. But now, it's 1-1 Swift Utopia. Utopia coming back into this one. Afterwards, now we're going to go into map number 2, which is Himmelsdorf. Not jumping ahead of myself now. How do you see this one going for either team?
I always give the advantage on Himmelsdorf towards the Russian teams, if you want to call them like that, because they are always so much better on it than European teams. Always. The teams that...
They don't play it very patiently, do they?
They're just better on it. Nobody of us understands how they do it, but they always do it. Russian Silver League teams can wipe the floor with EU Gold League teams on Himmelsdorf.
Okay, let's have a look at the highlights here, Daki. Talk us through this. This is where it gets down to
Yeah, it's gonna reset it here, and after they get reset, Diablo, Mukach,
Yeah, it's already been
Crossfire.
reset. Yeah. But I mean, the Crossfire coming out, like Utopia taking more of the damage here. Swift is getting it spread across their teams.
Yeah, but they're always ahead because of the
I mean,
Lorraine.
even at this stage, it's still Swift could potentially still get into it, but they never got themselves
always
in a
ahead, though.
situation. Yeah, but I'm saying Swift never got themselves in a situation where they could reform the gun line anywhere.
No, because Utopia didn't give them potential to do that, and Utopia also had the RU251 compared to the Lorraine Arty. So Papapavian probably did some nice shots. Actually, he's the third damage dealer in his team. So yeah, and Mirsky is the second last on his team.
Okay, and well, we don't need to see that about Utopia, so never
Well,
mind.
Milosh did really well in that round.
Yeah.
3.3 from Milosh.
I was to say the single shooters were the ones who became the more effective there, but I mean it was like the same with the previous round. The single shooters, I think it was Rhodes was the one in the 113 who was just able to constantly chip away at what was left. And we saw that before on steps. We saw situations where teams have tried to do a push with Batchats, the Batchat push has failed, and the 113s are just able to just constantly keep shooting and farm damage.
Rhodes didn't do that last round though.
He didn't do it that time, but it could have been. So let's have a look at the lineups here on Himmelsdorf and have a look at what the teams are going to be bringing into this map. Now, okay, from the lineups alone, Daki, which team do you think is favoured here?
I'm going to give it to Utopia, I think. I kind of like that E5 as well on Himmelsdorf because you can put him in A5. He's pretty strong over there. I'd give it to Utopia. I mean, the stats are also in favor of Utopia, but just a little bit. I mean, only like 20% difference between the two. So, yeah, Utopia, they were a really good Himmelsdorf team in the first phase. They've been a little bit worse in the second phase, but they can still do pretty well.
Okay, let's find out as we jump into Himmelsdorf. Map number 2, Swift Utopia, all square at 1-1. Okay, Daki, how do you see this one going down tactically?
I don't think we're going to be seeing big surprises here at all, to be honest. Swift is just, they might push K-Line very aggressive, but I doubt it because Utopia should be able to defend it very well because they have two 50Bs in Batchat. That's a good defense for the K-Line. Be risky if they do decide to go for it, but look at Utopia here, sending 2-on-1-3s towards the 8 line. It's always a little bit risky.
Papapawan going towards the hill area. Crispix getting a spot down onto Milosh. Milosh is just going to get himself safe there. Vilki going to come down below him. He a proxy spotted Daki at that situation?
No. He got spotted, but that was
Spotted
probably
by
from Atmospheric.
Yeah. Atmospheric going to trade shots of Milosh, but that's not going to be an easy trade right now for either of those guys.
I can hardly see that Cupola. I can just see how hard it is. It's not going to really easily hit that. Okay, as
Oh!
he just goes straight to the mandlet. Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it.
Okay, thanks Atmospheric for just completely showing both of us up there. Sneaky play from Vilki as well.
taking some more.
Milosh, just as we're
Not
trying
like
to
this.
sell the strengths of the front armor of the E5 and you take 2 shots to the face, laddie. Come on. Get with the program here, Milosh.
I wonder if the second shot was also from Atmospheric. I kind of doubt it. Could have been Crespix, for example, from the hill, depending if Milosh peeked out a little bit too much. I mean, Atmospheric is absolutely destroying Utopia right now. Like, hands down, destroying them.
Atmospheric courtyard shooting.
2 penetrations.
Wow, counter one coming back is 753 goes back into Atmospheric. And he's lost his commander now, but he gets another shot back into Vilki.
Good.
Milosh now gets ammo racked, Daki, as he takes another shot.
It's actually his loader.
Yes. Well,
Because the ammo rack would be the yellow
Milosh is
symbol.
going to have slow loading.
Indeed.
Indeed. That.
But yeah, so far, I mean, very in favor of Swift, I'd say. Milosh wrecked from Crespix.
Milosh, move away from it. He can't move.
He's getting wrecked
Yeah.
by Crespix, like
He's-
really wrecked.
And Crispix can, I was just going to say, Crispix can catch the edge of that turret where
Yeah,
he
yeah,
is.
he can, but he takes the
'Cause-
big one in return, though.
Because he has to keep the turret facing Atmospheric.
But it's still, they can kill Milosh over time.
Yeah, Milosh, not like this. I mean, he's doing what he can.
He's
but
doing the dance of his people.
the dance of the people of the dollars.
But yeah, so far it's a slow start here between these two. There's not that much to talk about other than Atmospheric completely wrecking Milosh and Wilkie together with Crespix. That's pretty much what happened in the last 3 minutes.
It's a strange match right now. This is what a lot of people in low tiers, when they play this map, think how it's going to be, and everyone drives up into all these little positions in the courtyard and find that there's nobody to shoot at. And that's exactly what we're seeing here in high tier gameplay as there's a push coming down the Banana Road from Forbidden and Vilke. Atmospheric is getting shot at in crossfire here from Shoku. Shoku's getting shots into the back of him. Forbidden gets the kill as he drive through, so Forbidden and Vilke have made it across the courtyard. Milosh is able to back off safely. Crespix coming around the top here. Papa Pound spots him. Forbidden now getting shot at by Mihalov. Skylex coming around the side as Forbidden gets wrecked by the crossfire here from Swift.
Mistakes were made by Forbidden. Atmospheric there. That was the good stuff from Utopia. They realized the relocation coming out from Swift and they adjusted. They catched Atmospheric, but in return, Forbidden really unnecessary peeking that corner. 250Bs waiting there for him. That was really not the greatest. And now Wilkie is going to get 1v1 here by Crespix.
Overextension there by Forbidden as we see Crespix and Vilke trading. Milosh going to come round with the save as he gets the shot in. Milosh with the kill there onto Crespix. Bihu running away here from Swift. He's a bit of overextended down the bottom there. Not waiting on his teammates. So Shoku takes a parting shot from the tanks of Swift as well, running around the corner. Now, right now, neither team are able to get an advantage over each one. As soon as one team pushes one area, gets the kill, there's a counter push back and pushes them back. Now, Utopia gathering up here onto cap number 1, and they're going to try and receive the charge of Swift, who are all down on the south of the map, coming down towards the number 3 line. Shoku is left a bit on his own, and he could be the next one to drop.
If they spot him and they peek, it could be bad here for Shuku. He has to be careful. Oh, Shuku, that's not good. That's not going to end well at all.
Shoku already able to take 2 shots, dodge the third one, get himself safe in between these buildings. It's safe for how long? As so many other shots come back out into Muka. Muka's dropped as well, so great fire here from Swift. They're just picking apart Utopia right now, Daki.
They're really rotating very well, and even that wreck of Muka a little bit blocking Bihu there. Great stuff from Swift. Realizing again the rotation now, what's going to come out from Utopia, countering it. Muka not on time and running away, gets wrecked. And I was going to say how Utopia was probably in favor before that, but Muka was still being alive. But now, no, this is all Swift.
From a team that looked initially kind of ropey at the start of Season 1, Swift have really got their stuff together now and really looking like a strong team here. Now, Utopia have been second in the league for pretty much the entire season so far. Swift are starting to rise up here and say to everybody, guys, you cannot underestimate us. We're going to take it to you and take it to you every battle.
Papa Pawin here is not in a good position. He should be the next one. I mean, I don't even understand why he's not trying to run at the very least. Now he's just going to die for free. He's dead. Gone. Done.
Sneaky little hide around the corner, but he's done. Can't do anything. Road's going to come around and one-on-one him. First shot already coming in from Skylex. Second shot from Skylex. Road's going to get the killing blow onto him, but that was an absolutely needless giveaway there from Papa Powan.
It's one of the weirdest Himmelsdorf rounds I've seen in a long time.
This is more like a random match, to be honest.
You should feel at home then.
It is. I understand a lot of tactics from watching over your shoulder here, Daki.
No, this was just a weird round. The courtyard play was pretty impressive to see in the beginning. Great coordination from Swift and a good counter push from Swift coming out. I mean, no, sorry, from Utopia first. Then Forbidden making a mistake, which makes his team have to rotate, after which Swift realized what is going on, counter-rotate, and kill them. Now, all that matters for me is that Milosh does like 2 or 3 shots more damage.
Milosh back up into his little window area here. We see Skylex leading the push from Swift. He has a lot of HP here. Takes shot to the face as Mendax takes a hit as well. Milosh get himself shot in the back there. Skylex missing a shot there. Now,
come on, Milosh, reload.
Able to kill Mendax. Skylex coming around with a big miss against Milosh. Milosh gets another shot in. Skylex is going to get this one surely, as he does. Now, Utopia only left with Bihu and Shoku. Shoku is able to take out Road on the hill. Swift have 3 tanks left against Utopia's 2. It's not completely the writing on the wall, but I'd say it's pretty much Swift's game now, Daki.
It's not over. Actually, it's not over just yet. Between these two and the time left, there is a chance here. There's a potential for something. Bihu still has a lot of HP. Shuku could take a different angle. This is not over. This is still doable.
So Swift going in for the double cap. They have a minute for Shoku to get off the hill. He's on a reload at the moment. Bihu's on a reload as well. Mersky actually drives away from the cap to start fighting him. If they'd only realised if they'd stayed in the cap, it would have gone in their favour because both of Utopia's tanks are on reloads. Now, let's watch the time go down here. They're going to leave Mihailov in the cap as Mersky's going to try and get a crossfire onto him. That's actually quite sneaky because Bihu has to, at some point, drive past him. Mersky has a full clip as well. He's not going to see Bihu here. Bihu has to go in front of him now.
The timings.
But he's not facing the right way.
Okay, they spot each other out. Mersky and Bihu spot each other out, but now it's on Shuku. So, I mean, Bihu is able to... Oh, Mihailov is pushing out as well, though. I don't know if this is the greatest decision.
They're going to go in for Bihu because they know that if Shoku comes round as well, Shoku's only a one-shot. He's on fire! Bihu already, that's it, GG. The fire damage is going to do an extra tick. That is a really bad situation. Mihailov can now get the kill. Shoku's on a one-shot. Mihailov and Mersky basically took 0 damage in that exchange, and now Shoku's like, nuts, I wasn't in position, I wasn't ready.
I have to see how much time there is left when the next guy gets into the cap.
Stay in the cap, guys.
No, they didn't have time. They didn't have time to cap. There's no time to cap. There was no time to cap because Mihailov got into it at 1 minute and 3, and Sky and Mersky only got into it at 57 seconds. There was no time to cap. Shuku wins. Shuku wins the round.
Shoku's going to run up onto the hill.
This is a mistake from Mihailov. Why does he leave the cap on? What is the point? Bihu can 1v Mersky can 1v1 Bihu any day of the week. Mersky is more than a 4-shot for Bihu. Mersky can just kill Bihu while Mihailov, he angles towards the most likely location where Shuku's going to come from, which is the K-line. Instead, he leaves the cap. They spend too much time to kill Bihu while Mihailov should be going back to the cap, and they throw it around. Utopia just win. They just win.
So, Swift, you're going to look back in this, and you're going to realise that you made a bit of a whoopsie there. And you're going to not make a mistake like that again, because that was your loss. That wasn't a win for Utopia. That was a loss by Swift.
Very PG Assault at this moment in time.
Very PG Assault. You can feel it in the atmosphere.
I'm very disappointed.
It's like a gathering thunderstorm. You can just feel the static, the rage. Your hair's going to go up and end in a moment with the static. Breathe, Daki. Breathe. Come on, remember your exercises. Well.
That was just so bad. Mihailov, what on earth are you doing?
Don't go full mojo.
I'm not going full mojo, I'm just questioning.
What are you doing? Guys, come on!
For a team that managed to, sneak No. So, like, Mihailov, what are you doing? Like, sure, he makes that first shell all nice and well. Drive back to the cap.
Yeah, straight to the cap circle.
Capture circle. Cap, win.
Cap.
Not
Win.
leave,
Time.
lose.
Bad.
Time. Cap. 2.
At that
1
moment,
minute.
Shoku would just been like, crap, I was in the wrong position.
That's what I was. That was.
And then,
no.
you said they both went in the cap circle, and the timer on the round, I think at the time, was 52. They both went in the cap circle, and it was 55. And Shoku would have gone, oh.
Well, you need 1 minute to cap with 2 guys, right? I think it's 1 minute. It should be 1 minute. It should be 1 minute. Let's see if I'm right here. It should be. And they just didn't get into it at the right time. That's what I was saying to you. We're gonna have to see what the timer says once they both enter.
Not enough time.
And they just didn't. And they realized that they didn't have the time. And I was like, atmospheric. I don't know.
There was a bit Tamosa trades going on there as well for that entire battle, though, wasn't there?
Yes, it was a weird battle from start to finish. Mihailov makes 1 shot, then drives back onto the cap. He shouldn't even leave the cap. I mean, it's a 50B versus a 50B. Bihu is clippable.
Let's have a look at it, Daki. Let's break it down for us, actually. Break it down. So this was a great wraparound from Shoku into Atmospheric. Forbidden comes round, and then this is overextension from Forbidden. Forbidden's just
terrible.
like, la la la. Oh, look, there's tanks from Swift here.
He's like, guys, I found them. Hello.
Yeah. At this stage, it was still 1-for-1. Crispix takes out Vielke, but then Crispix dies right after it. Papa Powen overextending
This
here.
is a mistake from Papa Powen. This is like, oh yeah, the round is over.
Yeah, it was really scrappy. I mean, Swift had 4. It was 4-on-3 here. I mean, Milos didn't even count. He had 57 health, but it's 4-on-2. You should not lose 4 on 2.
Road is chasing Shuku for some reason, which I don't understand. Mikhailov, Mirsky are on the other side of the map, just trying to find an easy pickoff. Biko was 4-shottable by Mirsky. He was every single day. Mikhailov should already be on the way to the cap right now. He should just be moving full speed.
Let's like just not forget about that. Swift were 4-2 here. 4-2! And Swift just lost that because they couldn't kill off the remaining tanks, rather than having their tanks go into a cap circle.
They lost that by their own selfish plays, where they rather
going for damage, going for damage,
hunt down the last 2 players, and making sure to tell Road to go sit on the cap. Just he's the tier 8 tank. You tell him to go sit on the cap to make sure that you win the round. Everybody else can go hunt because you're 99% going to win that. But Road sits on the cap the entire time, caps that out. He has no business on that hill part. And then they win the game, which is a massive throw from Swift. And if they lose this match, this round, they're going to remember that one.
Yep,
they're going to remember this round if they lose this match.
Now let's look at the lineups for round 2 here on Himmelsdorf. Can they actually turn things around here? You know, a bit of misfortune. Utopia looking to just get stuck right in with the brawl here.
Well, it's going to be a slow brawl. Going to take some time before the brawl happens, you know.
Yeah, but it's 3 E100s.
Yes, it will be a fight at one point.
It's like E300.
It's like an E 300. Ryan, turn off your generator.
Oh, we're turning off the generator?
Yes.
Yeah. I need to have the adrenaline not pumping.
All night long.
All night long.
But yeah.
Okay, so that match just actually reminded me, and we're going to digress a little bit here, but it reminded me of World of Warships, where in World of Warships, so many people get obsessed with going for damage and kills, they forget about the caps, and they could easily win a game by just going to the cap circle.
Well, I always go for damage.
You always go for damage. So let's jump into round 2 here on Himmelsdorf. Swift just throwing that match to Utopia. Can Utopia now take the advantage and say, thanks very much for that, we're going to go ahead now and go 3-1? Or are Swift going to say, oh, we made a bit of a whoopsie, guys, let's get it together and bring it back to 2-2?
Hopefully Swift bounce back from this, but they already realize here what Utopia is doing. You can see they're pushing a lot of tanks across towards that A-line defense because, you know, last time Utopia did this, they also pushed the E100s down the 8 line. They got caught out by the 50Bs from the side, if you remember.
Yeah, it drove into the courtyard. It was horrendous to watch. It was actually really...
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Now, they have hill control, and Wilkie gets wrecked.
Wilkie? Was that a shot? That was a shot from... Where did that come from?
From
someone way back up the road?
7 line. It's not a 7 line. They got an angle onto that window.
That was a nice
from there.
shot.
Yeah, but now Swift will set up for this 8 line defense here in Utopia. Gonna have to be careful here because...
Just don't drive left, guys. Just stay on the road. Don't drive left into the courtyard. There we go. Swinging a miss already. E100's getting a shot. So 2 of them have fired, not connected. Diablo goes for his shot. Can he find anyone?
Nope.
Nope. So that's already at least 21k damage that could have gone out, not gone out.
Now the moment is here for Swift to take an overmatch against these E100s to realize what is happening. If they do it quickly, if they do it effective, there's going to be 3 dead E100s before the rest of the team even comes into effect.
Focus fire going on to Crispix from Swift. Utopia taking a lot of damage into Forbidden right now, but he's down lots of health. Diablo's down lots of health as well. These E100s are punching bags, but they need the support of their team, need the rest of the guns. Now the rest of the guns coming around from Utopia here, but Diablo's already dropped. Forbidden looks to be the next one dropped. They've lost an E100. But the counter fire back here from Utopia is fantastic as the rest of their team are just running rampant right through Swift right now.
Indeed, they're just picking them off one by one. They can't dig through the E100s at all. Now 3 guys standing Utopia. They're going to make it 3-1 Swift. A little bit slow on the reaction. They had to do it quicker, but it wasn't enough.
Swift did it much better that time round. They were able to come in support of the E100s. The E100s didn't go into the courtyard and get themselves singled out. They stayed in that road. They gave themselves enough time for the TD and the Batchats to come round, and boy did they rip through Swift. You just saw the HP in Swift plummet once the E100s were able to actually measure their shots and the mediums were able to measure their shots. That was it, and it's GG now, Utopia. Swift, if you can bring this one back, I will eat my hat.
I don't think Utopia is going to pull a Swift here. Mirsky now against 2 bad shots. That's him done and dusted as well. As goodbye, he's on fire. He takes the high road out now. Only road standing. And there's always the potential here, you know. Just like 4 or 5 clips. Nope. Shuku says nope.
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 Shoku's like, we're not going to have any more shenanigans. Not
Computer
after that
says
last
no.
round. Computer says no. Yeah, so that's it. GG, well played Utopia. Nice quick round.
Now
nice swift round compared to the dragged out one we just had before.
You have to ask yourself here, if Swift know what Utopia is doing, why don't they actually properly set up for it?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what Utopia is going to do. The counter push is what you're supposed to do. Take down the E100s. You're not supposed to have your single shooters completely exposed to their rear towards the bad shots coming off the hill and the grill, because that's what happened. They got wrecked by those bad shots and the grill coming from behind. If you see this happening, you just wait at the 8 line even closer. E100s come, you push around with your entire team with the 50Bs from the side, you kill them. If you want to play a counter tactic, then actually play a counter tactic. Put the 50Bs somewhere where they can instantly push into the 8 line, your single shooters as well, and just kill the E100s. Yes, it's a lot of HP, but the bad shots won't be there for 30 seconds, which gives your 50Bs time to reload.
Happy Daki.
I'm very happy.
Happy Daki. So that was a much better round that time. We've seen some long rounds there. Steps was quite long. Himmelsdorf is going on, but Himmelsdorf's over nice and quickly now. We're now going to be moving into Ghost Town. Can Utopia seal the deal?
Well, this is supposed to be Swift's map, you know? If anything, it's supposed to be Swift map. They've done comebacks here before. Who knows?
So potentially Swift could get right back into this one. I mean, they could even take both rounds. I don't think so. Utopia, super strong on defense. Let's have a look at the highlights and see how that actually went there on the second round of Himmelsdorf. And you can talk us through this, Daki.
Well, this is the point where they're 50Bs. Both of them are on reload. And this focus fire is absolutely terrible. Forbidden and Diablo both took the same amount of damage instead of just focusing 1E100 down. And this is the part where their single shooters, they just get wrecked by the guys coming from behind. I mean, this just makes no sense. Really makes no sense.
Four tanks down, and Utopia have only lost 2, which is their E100s.
If
The E100s did their job. They
what
soaked
did
damage.
Mirsky do that entire game? What did he do? What exactly was his purpose in the batcha when you're playing a counter tactic? Yeah, he did the most damage somehow.
He did the most damage. He was there for damage.
Crespix did 2 shells of damage in his 50B. How?
How? Two clips?
No, 2 shots.
2 shots.
Atmospheric did 1. Mihailov did 1. Impressive.
Could have done better. Could have done better.
If you want to kill the 100s, you push into them and you penetrate your shots. That's how you kill the 100s. You penetrate your shots.
Isn't that how you kill any tank, though?
Yes, it is. But with 350Bs, you know, 12 shots, that is 2 dead E100s together with the single shooters right away. Oh, I mean, pretty much right away. If you penetrate all your shells, first E100 dies instantly, second one dies a few seconds after. Then there's 1 left.
True, true. Let's have a look at the lineups then, see if we can see anything new or unusual here on Ghost Town, but it looks like everything's the same. But oh, look, there's the return of the IS-3.
The IS-3 is back. They can put him on multiple places. They can put him in the ramp in front of the middle base, if you know what I mean. The ramp that covers over it, where we see people put like E5, T57, a little bit more exposed, covering that number 2 base. But you can also put him in A4 and let him play from there. That works as well. But Swift's lineup, this looks like another triple cap pressure. 2 double tier 9 on the cap. We've seen this from them before as well. They just put the guys, they did it against Kazna. They put the guys on the cap and cap it.
And the cap and cap it. And the cap.
Yeah, they put them on the cap and the cap it. And then it's capped. Just cap it.
Yeah, Kazna didn't really do much good reactions to that. It was pretty scary to watch, actually.
I don't like the Gorilla on Ghost Town, though. It's like, really never gets into full effect, and against E100s, it doesn't really work either.
Well, let's jump into Ghost Town, map number 3. Can Utopia make it 4-1? Or will Swift bring it back to 3-2? Let's find out. And here we go. So Vielki is in the IS-3, Daki.
Probably going to go to A4. Papa Byron is playing the Gorilla. That does tell us that he's probably going to boost himself up on that A1 position. Swift, they're not going for the one base capture here. They're going more south play, and this could actually work out because there's a lot of firepower not in the game here. Milosh, Papa Byron, and Wilkie are not over there.
Nicely done from Papa Pow and get himself up there, but it looks like Swift have been able to see through Utopia's plan and are saying, ha! We are not going anywhere near base 1. We're going to go to the south, and we want you guys to come fight us.
Indeed. They're just kind of waiting here. Probably going to send Crespix to spoil a little bit, perhaps try and get some shells onto Bihu. But they're going to have to be careful. I mean, still, this could be good for Swift if they do get the correct overmatch. We've seen it when teams push close. Over there, they could take down Forbidden very easily. And I think that Muka with him, yeah. If they get close enough to them, take them down. We've seen Ding do it very successfully. They push across, and at the same time they get close, and you're kind of in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so Muka and Forbidden just sitting on this corner here, waiting for anyone to drive round, but Swift are very cautious themselves. They expect traps to be set somewhere. Mersky actually getting the first one shot there from Bihu. 2 shots, 3 shots, he's on fire. Mersky doesn't have extinguishers. He's going to burn there. It's going to be a lot of damage, a lot of crew and modules being damaged here. Huge amount of damage. So we see the radio man injured, or the radio itself damaged. 862 Mersky health now. He started it off on 210, so he's lost more than 50% health. Great shooting from Bihu. And Jesus a little bit on his side there, but well, you take what you can get in those situations.
Indeed. Now, Shuku is letting go of a lot of shells as well here. They still have to be careful, you know. They have a double 2-9 bat shot. If they decide to push across, then it could be over very quickly if Shuku doesn't have reload available. But Swift, they're kind of a little bit afraid now because they took so much damage already. But Shuku and Bihu, they're not safe just yet.
And from that as well, Utopia will be able to know exactly where Swift are, so they can start getting their shots and get ready for where Swift are. What? As Papa Powan's going to come down off his perch eventually, Daki, Vilki's going to probably rotate around as well and just give them extra guns.
At this point, I'm not 100% sure if Papa should still be there. It's up to him, though, obviously, if to decide. He could come closer, but Shuku, how does he take so much damage for free? Why?
Shoku, it looks like he stuck his head up just there when it wasn't needed. Shot's going to cross there into Bihu from Skylex. He misses with the first one, connects with the second, misses with the third. Bihu did fire back 2 shots, but he missed as well. Bihu has to be careful now. He can't really trade in this situation. Sneaky shots, though, from Shoku onto him, but they don't connect either.
Yeah, but there comes the 50 Bs from Utopia, though. I don't know if this is a great play because they're really not getting that much onto Skylex. 2 shots and a lot of information. Well, as I said, a few more come in as well.
So Skylex taking more damage. Bihu takes another shot there. Now the rest of Swift are starting to rotate around. Milos getting a shot there into Mendax, but misses one back. Mendax takes another one there as well. Forbidden actually gets the kill on Skylex, but they have to be careful, Utopia, that their 50Bs are not overextending because Swift are starting to bring their guns back into the battle, and any hits from this E100 is going to hurt.
Indeed, but they did manage to pick up Skylex, so something good here. And Mersky and Crespix are kind of low. So now the repositioning coming out. There's still the potential here for a triple cap pressure on the other side and a block. We've seen this work before. Yes, they don't have that much HP. There's the potential for it. If they get those 3 batches on the cap, Utopia have to commit. Could do a lot of damage, reload. Perhaps it's possible.
Now you see a little semi-wolfpack here of Batchat, AMX 50B. They could get the drop onto Vilki here, who's going to be in a very bad position at the moment. He gets the spot into all 3 of them, or 2 of them. That is a vital spot as it allows Utopia to know that there's tanks trying to get a flank in here. Vilki gets himself safe, and you can actually see from the minimap the movement now from Utopia.
Giving away a lot of information here. I mean, they could already be in the cap at this point if they wanted. Mikhailov trading with Milosh and actually winning that exchange.
So Milosh got tracked on the first one for no damage. He's able to get both of his shots into Mihailov. Mihailov only got 1 connected in with Milosh. Now there's a push coming round the bottom side of the base here as well, Daki.
Yeah, they might want to catch out Mandaxton at E100 because he's very slow. But so far, I mean, this rotation here from Swift is not working out great. Wilkie in that IS-3, yes, it's a tirade, but he packs the punch.
He gets a shot across into Mersky. Vilki doing side armor, best armor tactic. Milos getting shot in the butt and set on fire. He's going to burn out right now, and then he goes. Atmospheric gets the kill as well into him, but Atmospheric takes a huge amount of shots back in return as he's trying to limp away and get himself safe from the rest of the team, but Utopia want to try and finish him off. They want to get an extra gun out of the game. Road, however, gets the kill against Forbidden, and Swift are coming right back into this, Daki.
Yeah, the correct rotations here from Swift. They're actually winning in HP. They took down the Milosh, which is really important. Now, Mandax and D100, important he doesn't overextend. Well, he does.
Mandax sticking himself forward to try and get a shot there. He connects with the Mucka, but he got tracked. And the guns from Utopia were able to unload onto him. That's a huge HP advantage that Swift had just lost. Now, things back in Utopia's favour. They have 4 guns. Swift have 4 guns. It's going to go anyone's game right now. Papa Powan has all the HP. Vilki just gets dropped as well there. Now, this is really difficult to call, Daki. It just keeps going either way, like non-stop.
It's an advantage of Swift just purely because Papa Powan has all the HP. It's the Gorilla. 1.8 HP, he's not going to really be effectively sharing this one. Crespix actually jukes the entirety of Utopia by going around them, takes 1 shell for his trouble, but perhaps Bihu can pick him up, which would be really important at this point. But Papa Pavian, I still say it's in favor of Swift. Depends how many shells Crispix does against Bihu.
Bihu's chasing him here now. He's reloaded, he gets a shot back into Bihu, so now it's advantage into Crispix's favour. It's going to get who can get the shots landed in here. Who's going to do it? Bihu getting caught in a crossfire here. Road coming around the back. Great play from Road. Road's going to get a shot into Papa Powan as well, maybe. Or he's going to want to finish off Bihu. Bihu, Papa Powan overextending. This is not going to go in their favour. You see Mersky starting to make a move round as well with Mihalov. Utopia are throwing too much here into Crespix, and they're going to get punished for it.
Yeah, perhaps Road needs to survive this, though. Muka is trying to shoot him at the side. Road, pay attention, mate.
Road goes down now for Swift. So Swift have Mihalov and Mersky left. Mihalov is a 2-shot, Mersky is a 1-shot. Muka on Utopia is a 1-shot. Bihu on Utopia is a 1-shot. Papa Powan is quite a lot of shots.
He is quite a lot of shots. Now, perhaps if they can get Muka, there's still a chance here. But Papa has all the HP, indeed. So there, Crespix played it correctly. He tried to do as many shells as he could, but Road needed to pay just a little bit more attention there. Couldn't really get caught out like he did. Yeah, it's nice that he wants to help his teammate, but is it worthwhile dying towards Muka? After Muka did the first shell, Road should have tried to kill him instead of, landing shells on something which he could hardly see.
It's just going trade for trade here. The teams, there's been no movement at all towards the cap circles, really, from Swift. Now, Mihalov has to be very careful here. He's able to spot Bihu. Bihu gets a spawn to him.
Fire!
What a shot from Bihu! Oh, how many times have we seen fires in these couple of matches right now between
Twice
these
in
teams?
this round. No, actually 3 times in this round because Miloš got set on fire as well. Well, that did seal the fate here for Swift.
Sneaky, sneaky shot Bihu as Mersky comes round. He's the only one left now in his team. He's going to try and get a shot into Muka. Papa Pound's going to see him though coming around that corner. Oh, nice stop behind the wreckage, but no, Papa Pound gets the shot. Utopia now take up to match point 4-1 here against Swift. This looks like it might be a quick match between these two, Daki. Well,
Swift
apart from the match he's going the full length here.
Swift is starting to look like a professional basketball team.
Really?
Yeah, because they're throwing so hard. Come on, that E100 play. That is like hands down a throw. You have all the HP on your team and you decide to peek forwards against the Gorilla, a 50B and a bad shot. That is not good stuff. You have all the HP on your team. You're super important. Your team is in a good position up until that point. Then you suicide, which means Crespix has to run across the entire map, gets stuck in a corner. If you're alive, you can put a lot of pressure. That was a throw from both sides, actually, a little bit. Miloš got caught out as well. I mean, Utopia really, they got out-rotated. Like, Swift came around the side, which was good. Miloš got called by Atmospheric, so rotations better from Swift. But then, then the E100 kind of suicided. This was good from Atmospheric, killing Miloš like that. That's really good.
It's good, but then if we stay in this bit, we get the E100 coming around, which is a massive mistake. Mandax is like,
YOLO.
Oh, there's 3 guns. What's the worst that can happen? Oh yeah, I could get tracked. And he gets his shot off, but I mean, that's just a piñata. That is ridiculous.
Terrible.
That's like a piñata at a baseball match. He just took an absolute pummeling there.
If
and
he
like
was
you said,
alive, this is also really bad from Road. Like, sorry, Road, but
side armor, best armor.
But you should be paying attention. One, he should be running already, and this is unlucky from Mikhailov. This is unlucky.
This, yeah, not like this. The wreckage is still on fire at that point. Yeah, so Utopia able to take this now 4-1 against Swift. This is kind of how we expected this one to go, but it could have been like
should have been
3-3.
3-2 at this point for Swift if they played out well. Because they should have won that one Himmelsdorf round.
Yeah.
And they really realistically, after out-rotating Utopia in the last one, they should have won that one as well. If their E100 doesn't suicide, they win that because they have complete Nord cap open. So Crespix and Road could, for example, rotate back towards the Nord, get in that capture circle, put the pressure, E100 controls the crossing, and they win that round. Now they made it really hard on themselves. Crespix had to try something amazing to win that round because he couldn't run, so he tried to do as much as he could, which was great, but, you know, E100 shows.
So let's have a look at the lineups here as we go into round 2. Now, Daki, hello. Is that a T32 I see?
Yeah, A4 probably is going to be played. Same position where we saw the IS3. Just has a little bit stronger turret, you know. There's less chance for him to get penned on the top.
Now, Utopia have 3 E100s, 2 Batchats, but then 2 AMX 5120s.
They're quicker in rotating.
You're already jumping ahead because you know what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, you're going to ask
them
why the 5120 instead of the T54 E1.
E1s, yeah.
Because they're quicker.
Okay.
They're just quicker. They rotate better. You can go around the map with them. We saw them Utopia. They played this last time already, and it was against Gohard, I think. And the good thing is that they just rotated quicker. They are very fast, so they kind of keep track with the bad shots. Well, not really, but kind of. So they're very good at rotating around the maps. Well, the E1s, they're not that quick. They're not as fast as the 5120. So, yeah, that's why.
Okay, so we see if Utopia can have these AMX 5120s working their favour as we can jump into round 2 here on Ghost Town. Utopia with the match point against Swift. Swift currently 1 point, Utopia on 4. And Daki, do you think they're going to do it?
It's very hard to deal with this triple E100 depending on where they go. We've seen it before. You can put the Batchats on the cap. You can put Batchats in the south. You can put the E100s in the cap. You can go north. You can go middle. And we've seen it. If you leave an opening for the E100s to push you, they will. They will push you. They will come around that corner. They will triple peek you and remove a tank of the map. So it's very important that Swift stays together and does the correct angles. And it looks like they are going for that middle cap pressure with the 3 100s. So Milos, Forbidden, Muka, they're going to go sit on that cap. Now the question is, how is Swift going to deal with this? They need to stay together, cover each other very well, and focus down the 100s.
Okay, yeah, so Bihu actually the first one to take damage there. And, oh, actually we see shots coming into Shoku as well. So they've been spotted and read out by Swift, knowing exactly where they're going to poke their heads up. Sitting in the cap circle there, Crespix was the one getting shots across. Now, Utopia, this fight's going to happen here in base 2, and it's going to be an absolute mess, isn't it, Daki?
Mandax already took 1 shell for free there pretty much, unless he like trades. Okay, so he got two for that. Not really worth it still. But the Owl takes a lot in there. Look already. Milos, Muka, they're just pushing forwards.
Milos and Muka are going to be the battering ram for the front here. They need to get both of their shots to connect in the same tank as they do. They have to be careful not to get tracked. They pull off. Vilki getting absolutely wrecked, however. He's the first one to die here. Now, Utopia have lost the tank. Shoku and Diablo are getting shot at as well. They've lost Milos. Utopia, this is going an absolute total mess for you guys, as Swift are able to just come around and pick you off one at a time.
Good stuff here from Swift. We talked about staying together, but that's exactly what they did. They set up crossfires. Mandax is still alive in that T57 heavy as well. Finally goes down. Now Utopia, only 3 tanks standing, and this is more like it from Swift. Good angles, good crossfire, controlling those E100s, knowing what they're going to do, and picking everybody off.
Utopia, I think it's fair to say the 5120s did not work. Take the E1s, use them to take shots. You have just been wrecked here by Swift quite handedly.
Well, the E1s do work. I mean, the 5120s do work, but the way they pushed didn't really. They got caught in the crossfire between Mikhailov and Crespix on that balcony. They really just got shut down. Great angles from Swift. They knew exactly what Utopia was going to do. It was very obvious. So when Wilkie and Diablo tried to push onto Mandax, it was okay. I mean, there was a good crossfire. So yeah, Swift taking it back now around. And if they didn't throw 2 rounds, they'd be on match point right now.
Yeah, indeed. So Mihu, the only one left now for Utopia. Swift know exactly where he is. They're just going to come in and rush him. Crispix has all the health. Going to go for a ram kill. Just a little clip on him, just misses him. So there we have it. Swift taking this one back 4-2 against Utopia on Ghost Town. We're going to be heading in now to our first map of the day, which is going to be Mines.
Mines.
Men's.
Yeah, but that was really good from Swift. Like, I have to congratulate him on that. Mandax taking that first shot in the beginning wasn't really worth it, but after that, the 5120s tried to push him. There was a crossfire from 2 bad shots, which wrecked him. Probably maybe some supporting shells as well from the back lines. Couldn't really exactly see who it was, but that was not worth it. What they did very well is they stayed together. Skylex, I think he bounced the shell, which made him survive.
Yeah.
But we talk about it. If you want to play against E100s, you have to stay together. You have to be able to focus them. You have to be able to share your HP. They did that very well. They kept everybody in a unit. Skylex in the beginning, a little bit out in the open. But then afterwards, when everybody got there, Utopia lost the 5120s. It was over.
This is a dominating win as well for Swift. Exactly what they needed to come back into this battle. Now, Swift still have match point. They can still win it on the first round here in Mines.
Utopia have match point.
Utopia. Let's have a look at the highlights. Moving swiftly on.
Moving swiftly on. Yeah, this is where, look, this is where Diablo dies, and in front of him died Wilkie. So you can see there that both these guys got crossfired by Crespix and Mikhailov, because they were the only one in position for that, which was really good. And then afterwards, the E100s from Utopia got picked off, because there was no fire support to take down the T-57s from Swift. So they couldn't really focus at all.
So unlucky there from Utopia. Swift really stepping up there and taking that one back and saying, hey, we're not quite done yet. You know, we still want to carry on here. Now, going into Mines, how does this favour either of those teams?
They are both equally matched. 64% for Utopia, 66 for Swift.
Wow, so it could go any way here right now.
Anybody could pick up 2 rounds here.
Okay, that could be interesting.
I still stand by. If Swift don't throw that round, at least that 1 round on Himmelsdorf, they are 3-3 right now. At least 3-3. And if they don't throw Ghost down, they're 4-3 right now.
And in this kind of situation, and if they want to be challenging for
if you want to be
taking that 3rd place,
if you want to be a top 3, top 2 team, then you need to like not throw rounds. You need to close out rounds. That's what we congratulate Dink for. They close rounds effectively.
Yes, they really want to end it quickly. So let's have a look at the lineups here for the first round on Mines. Now we can see fairly standard lineups from both teams. 3 bat chats on Swift to Utopia's 4 bat chats.
It could still be a hill. Could be a hill for both these teams. Double TVP. They could do this defensive setup if they want, but they could also go very aggressive.
Lots of autoloaders though on Swift and only a T10.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying the T10 is very quick, so you can get to the hill as well. So they could possibly fight there. The 3 bat shots can boost, for example, the triple boost. The TVPs go to the rock, trying to clip anybody that tries to drive up straight, for example. And then the Skoda, you use it for the same role pretty much.
I was just going to ask, why the T50 over the, like for example, bat chat tier 9?
Quicker reload, because the bat shot has like 40 seconds. So this one reloads a lot quicker, gets his clip out a lot quicker. So if somebody from Utopia does decide to drive on the hill and they track him, they could take him down.
Okay, let's find out. Can Utopia take it to 5-2 and win this match, or will Swift bring it back to 4-3? Let's jump into Mines and find out. And here we go.
Hill fight incoming, boys. It's going to be a head-on-head rumble in the middle.
Wait a minute. Get a deep breath ready for this one, Daki, before I hand it off to you.
Oh, it's going to be brutal here. Look at Utopia's bat shots. They're going straight up.
And here comes the fight as Mendax is the first one focused down. Shoku getting shot as well. Papa Powan getting focused on Utopia. Mendax getting focused on Swift. Mendax might be the first one to drop here. Atmospheric, but we've actually lost Papa Powan already. Mendax still surviving here. Shots going out come so far into Swift's favour, but Utopia are also losing tanks at the moment as well. Mendax is dropped. Crespix is dropped on Swift. Utopia are able to back off and get their tanks ready back in line again, but Shoku's nearly dropped as well. Rode is getting a pummeling in the tier 10. Skylex is getting a pummeling in his TVP. Rode is left on 67 health. Utopia are looking for targets to kill. They've also lost Shoku now. Daki, this was an absolute... I want to say cluster something, but I'm not going to say it. This was chaos.
Actually, but good stuff from Forbidden, but so far, not really. Now, both him and Wilkie, Forbidden just missed, and that is going to be crucial because they're really showing this round. Swift putting everything on the hill, and it's working out for them at all.
They've done it. Swift have managed to survive the brawl here from Utopia. Swift are going to come back into this 4-3. Utopia, you've had it in the palm of your hands now twice, and you've let it slip through your grasp. Today, if there's any one exchange between teams that could be called Game of Thrones, this is it. Either one of these two teams could just quit their esports professional careers and be full-time javelin throwers.
It wasn't really so much of a throw this round, I'd say. But there was one big part where I went like, oh man, what are you doing? Where Wilkie missed on the Skoda, 4B missed on the Forbidden, missed on the Skoda as well. But Forbidden, I think he landed like 2 massive shells going up. I saw one for 760 and one for 960. And Swift, they almost threw it by splitting.
Yeah.
So you had one side of the hill, they had 2 guys there, and they had 2 guys over there. Now, instead of both going the same way, also, if you notice, the first batch shot up, I don't know who it was, I don't remember exactly. I think it was Mandax. He had the small gun. So that's why
Sneaky.
They instantly removed Papa Pawian.
Let's see the highlights and see what we can follow as the action went off there, because that was a really quick round.
So here, Mandax is with the small gun. You can already see
Reloaded,
this by
yeah.
reload.
Extra shots, yeah.
And here is the big hit, 711. That's from Forbidden. Mandax gets wrecked in return for that, though. And this is Crespix. He goes off alone towards the side. You see, he goes towards Muka and Shuku, towards that side, instead of both going towards one side. Atmospheric, he is here fighting with Bihu, but he's losing that one. At the same time, Crespix loses that over there, obviously. Now, Swift is forced to re-push the hill with everybody. Another big hit here for Forbidden,
Utopia
960.
at this stage are an advantage.
Yeah, but Milosh makes a mistake.
Quite comfortably
Yeah,
here.
yeah. But they lose both these bad shots here, and at the same time, Milosh makes a big mistake here. He drives up the hill and he starts getting clipped by the Skoda. You can see it by the HP dropping. He gets tracked. After that, I think Mirsky is the one that kills him. And then it's just, you know, there's 3 guys left, and they still have Road on 67 HP and Skylex on 14. There's still guns in the game.
So Utopia almost had that one, but now they've let Swift back into it. Utopia still on match point here. We still have round 2 to go here on
This is going to tiebreaker.
Mines. Daki's thinking it's going to go into a tiebreaker.
Going to tiebreaker. I just think it is.
Let's have a look at the lineups here for round 2 on Mines and see if there's anything different or anything special or new going to be used. IS-3 again on Mines?
IS-3, I think they... Well, I mean, it's a good tank. You know, you can commit to the hill, the IS-3. You can put him, for example, behind the little rock on the 3-4 line. Or you can put him in the cubby where the TVP plays. And he can shoot from there. He has nice alpha. He can control the hill as well. He's pretty quick, pretty nimble. So he can land some nice shells while all of your other tanks, they commit onto the hill.
FV215B from Utopia.
FV21215B from Utopia. That implies that it's going to be a camp, as we know it. He goes under the mountain. You send the Grill in K4, and then you play around there with everybody else.
Okay, well, let's find out if you're right, Daki. Match point, Utopia, once again. Swift back into it here on 3. We're going to our second round here on Mines. I can't call it myself. I have no idea what's going to happen here.
I still think it's going to go to a tiebreaker, but no surprise here. Bihu will be doing a defensive climb. Swift here mostly going around to the hill. Let's see where Bihu decides to go. Does he go all the way up? It's just risky.
It's kind of a bit of speed there. Nearly kind of slid off the side.
No, he's not going all the way up. He's just going behind the rock.
Mendax gets up on the hill nice and safely there. Mihailov around behind him. Atmospheric down below him. So Swift have got his positions. Crespix actually taking a shot there for 400 as he stuck his nose out just a little bit too much there in his back chat. So first damage coming Utopia's way as Swift, Crispix on Swift takes the hit. Forbidden, looks like he's shooting at buildings here, Daki.
Yeah, just trying to blind clip here. I mean, they should know the positions. The only one that they might be a little bit by surprise is Papa Pawin. He's playing in the bush. But again, the same stuff we say every time. It has to happen. In this situation, I would boost 2 bad shots. Again, to boost 2 up, like we've seen Kazna do numerous of times. Road is going to be replacing the 113, so it'll go to like D0 first. You play there, so you can push back the FE215B that is trying to shoot your guys going up the hill. You push him back, then you boost, obviously. But Papa will be sneaking into a bush that does spot if Swift decides to boost, so they get a lot of information based off of that. But he has to be careful because a lot of teams know about this, and Mikhailov could clip him.
Okay, so Papa Pow is able to get into this area nice and safe. That'll let him know when anyone tries to run across. Mendak's rotating around from the area in the middle here, just kind of making himself safe. Now, Road, Daki, what are you highlighting here for Road?
As a small liner.
Okay. Worried about artillery hitting him?
I'm not sure what he's worried about.
A spall liner on an IS-3?
Perhaps.
Okay. Now, Shoku and Diablo down in this bottom corner, they're able to just hold this line. Mersky was facing off against them, but he's retreating and retreating very safely there. As you see, Milosh and Rhodes just trading shots with each other. Each other are spotted, but they don't really see much of each other.
No, indeed, it's very hard to play that position correctly. Crespix gets spotted, and he realizes, but Rhodes shooting HG at Milosh. Oh, hellish tactics.
Sneaky.
But they should know where Papa Pawin is, or around which area is located, because Cresp wouldn't get spotted otherwise. Now Mikhailov gets spotted as well. Gives a lot of info. There we go. Papa Pawin's already taken blind shot, and he's spotted.
And Papa Pawin's gone. Atmospheric gets the kill into him.
Exactly what we said. You should know, especially when Mikhailov gets spotted, you know where he is.
In that bush, yep. So Mersky covering back the area where he was, but there's no counter push coming up from Utopia. I mean, Utopia don't need to do that. They're the ones defending. They just need to be careful and sure that they've got all the angles covered. Milosh not giving anything more to Road to get a shot in, as it looks like Atmospheric is starting up his attack run to get up there on the hill, and he does, and safely, but he does get spotted, but there's no one there to shoot him.
Doesn't take a shell, which is really, really good for him, because you want your bad shots up there to have as much HP as possible. Milosh, there's a small chance here for exactly like that. There's a small chance there for a shot. As I say that, he does take the shot. It's almost like I play this game.
It's almost like he played the game. I remember one time he used to be a pro player as well.
I don't remember that anymore.
Hey, don't worry about it, Daki. I mean, that's here. You have the expert opinion. I am but a noob. You are the master.
Wow, I'm going to clip that later when I get home.
Nobody heard it. Clip what? I'm sure there was some static on the line there. Nice close-up view of Atmospheric's back chat here as he's getting positioning. Now,
but this camp, we talked about it before. Everybody knows how to deal with it. It's
well, yeah. Everyone, once you can hold a defensive area for a long time, but eventually what happens is the attacking team just get their vehicles in position and roll over, and nobody's really ready for it. Now, what can we see here on the west of the map, Daki?
Oh, this is not the greatest thing Utopia is doing. Mirsky has to be careful, though, trading with Shuku, but Utopia, they're pushing the 1-2 line. They're trying to take control over that, but it's kind of spotted out already here by the boys from Swift. And at the same time, Milosh coming into the middle. Mirsky takes some more. He has to be careful fighting with Shuku like this, but if Mikhailov gets to, for example, cross over back towards B2, B3, he can control Shuku easily. This is actually working in favor of Swift, if anything.
So Utopia just doing a little pushing there, getting a couple of cheeky shots into Mersky as they were able to come around and do so. Pirate, 4-leaf clover, okay. Some kind of combination there. As we see the regular camouflage patterns on the tank, because the team ones are not currently working, sadly, due to the latest patch. We will hope to have the team camouflages back in game as quick as possible. As we see Milosh taking a shot there, but Swift have to do something soon because the clock is counting down and we're less than 5 minutes left in the game, Daki.
Yeah, but they're doing a lot of damage to Milosh, which is really important. Even more great shot there from Atmospheric. Milosh really shouldn't be peeking that at this point. He's the anchor of his team. He's supposed to take the damage. Now at one point, Swift will go for that 8-9 line commitment. Diablo also peeking when it's not necessary. At this rate, this is going to a tiebreaker. They will now reposition Road, probably back towards the 8 line. They can also just push straight off the hill onto Milosh, but that is too risky for a team like Swift. Most likely, they're going to reposition Road, push him down the 8 line, and then push some Batchas behind him. Let him take the damage. He's the tier 8. He's an IS-3.
I was going to say, Atmospheric was just down to 2 shots, but now he's starting to reload.
That when he's reloaded, they'll probably make their move. They're waiting for him.
That'll be when it starts, yeah. So Milosh just sitting.
But they can also leave Road ready where he is and just push with the rest of the team.
But then you have Shoku and you have Forbidden ready to. I mean, they're waiting for the jump onto Milosh.
They can't really do much about it though. Atmospheric is covering. If they peek, he can land the shots. And then as well, you have Road who can peek over, shoot. Skylegs who can peek over and shoot. Like that crossfire is going to be pretty hard, but it looks like they're going for the other option. The one that we see Rage could do very often is where you drive straight over the 6 line and push past Milosh. At least it looks like that. Really? Boosting a second guy at this point, guys?
A bit late in the game to be doing something like that.
Not biggest fan of that. It's a little late for that, really, with time left. No.
Road coming up through the middle as
But
well.
they're going to do the other thing then. I mean, they're going to push across to H0. There's a hull down there as well, so you have Atmospheric playing there. At the next little dip, you have another hull down. They're going to play from there, but so much time wasted for that.
Yeah, we're down to 2 minutes and 40 now. This is all working in Utopia's favour. They can just try and drag this match out as long as they can. So Swift, this is going to be their push coming in with less than 3 minutes to go. Crespix is the first one to come charging down here. He's going to draw some fire. Now, when he draws some fire, what you're going to see happening is you're likely to see Atmospheric and Mendax roll over the top there, Daki, as Road gets a spot onto Milosh, and he's going to get a shot into his rear. Milosh gets one back in return, but Milosh is stuck between a rock and a hard place right now.
Yeah, exactly, and there comes the push. Shuku now pushing up as well, but Skylex is covering him, so that's not good at all. And it's really falling to pieces here from Utopia. Time is not an issue anymore as Shuku goes low as well, and it does look like tiebreaker is imminent.
And there's the push from Swift as we see Shoku and Papa Powan getting dropped. They've also lost Milosh. Swift haven't lost a tank in return yet, although Road is down to 36 health, but Road's the IS-3. It doesn't matter, he's not the damage dealer. Mendax gets a drop onto Bihu here, but he has covering fire as well from Crespix, so Bihu's going to go down for Utopia as well. Swift only have 5 tanks available to him. Utopia have 3, but this is completely with Swift in control with less than a minute and a half left. Utopia have nowhere they can run and hide, but in saying that, Diablo is running to hide. If Diablo's smart and doesn't try to engage anyone, he might be able to run down the clock. It really depends on how much stalling Forbidden and Mucka can do.
They're not going to throw this one more time. Crespix and Mikhailov all already going on the cap, making sure that that is not going to be an issue. Mirsky is controlling Swift and not going to make the same mistakes. Mandax here should be able to 1v1 Muka if he does go for it. Forbidden will try and cover him, but there's now 3 guys on the cap, so Diablo has to commit for it, and it should be working out okay here.
So Mucka and Mendax trading down the bottom here. That means that Mucka can't do anything with the cap circle. We're down to 18 seconds. Diablo coming around the top. He's going to have to just rush into the cap circle, shoot some people and hopefully back off. He doesn't see anyone until the very last minute though, so it's not going to work for him. He's going to get a shot into Crespix, he needs to get one into someone else. There's the shot into Crespix, but the focus fire coming back from Swift makes that a safe cap. 1 second, there we go. GG Swift coming back into this.
The tiebreaker.
I'm lost for words right now. This game should have been put to bed when Utopia
Can I quote myself? What did I say this game was going to?
I have no idea. I wasn't listening, to be honest. I just switched off.
I'll just repeat it for you. It's
All I heard was...
It's going to be a tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker?
I don't understand this from Utopia. I mean...
Utopia, Swift threw it earlier on.
But this is not a throw. This is just, again, the same stuff.
The Utopia were what, 4-1 up, 4-2 up?
Yeah, sure. But, like, if Swift don't throw, they don't get too much point. There's that. If Swift don't throw, Utopia is never a match point at this point. Like, it's 5-3 at this point. But that was good from Swift. We could see they pinpointed Papa Powan's position. If you get spotted crossing over towards the boosting area, that means there is somebody in the bushes. Now, Mikhailov getting spotted did tell it was next to the rock. Papa Powan tried to run, got spotted, died. Milosh did not play his position correctly, took a lot of damage. Road then pushed across towards the rock where he could 1v1 Milosh from. Crespi pushed across. At the same time, you had the crossfire from the top. And it was just easy stuff from Swift. Shuku tried to go kill. But there's so much crossfire, skylegs, bot shots. What is Utopia going to do at that point? Like, realistically, people need to stop using this defensive position and figure something else out, because the only thing teams train anymore is how to break it.
Yeah, I think it's just the map. With the change in physics, the map allows for such ridiculous dominance. Once you have that area as the attacking team, it's more or less just a case of time. There's no way to realistically counter it other than have your own tanks up there. And even if you have your own tanks up in that area, it doesn't quite work. I think Mines is a bit broken right now with the physics change, because that area that you previously couldn't get to now is so important to the rest of the map. I think you should just block it off with a couple of rocks. Leave the ones in the middle, the boost that you get in the middle from north and south still there, but do something about that east side, because it's...
Nah, I disagree. I like the east side. I think it adds.
We're not seeing anything from defensive teams. It's too powerful for attacking teams.
We will see something for defensive teams.
Well,
I mean, the only thing that needs to change is the defensive spawn positions. That's it, because the attacker gets earlier to the hill. That's the one issue there is. The attacker has the favorable side for the hill. That's the one issue. The boosts are not an issue. If the defender could easily fight for the middle, the boosts would never come into effect.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, they can't do that because the map is not balanced, because the map is being fought in a way that was never designed to be fought on because of the physics changes.
But teams have shown us that you can avoid playing against it. Swift did it themselves. They won their defensive side and they didn't have to camp. They went to the middle. So it is possible. They just need to man up and do it. I mean, if you did, teams just like to camp because it's an easier win. Man up and fight middle. Man up, fight 1-2 line.
But they fought middle. They fought middle and got pummeled. So
Swift went from the defender side, went middle, and beat the attacker.
Yeah, but I'm saying Swift didn't have to deal with that issue where tanks were on the east flank.
Yeah, because they never gave the potential. Well, Utopia gave the potential for Swift to do that.
Okay. Well, now they have it all to do on Himmelsdorf, which is going to be our tiebreaker map, and I believe Utopia are going to be on the defense as well for it.
I think Swift wins this.
Now, we have to wait a little bit longer, ladies and gentlemen, because we have to have the teams make up team lists, because normally when we get the submissions for the matches, the teams don't submit a tiebreaker list for just in case, because tiebreakers are generally quite rare, aren't they?
Production loves them.
Production loves them, but I mean, this is our first one of the day. Things were going around, pardon the pun, quite swiftly. But now we're getting drawn out to the tiebreaker on the final match here.
Curse is back.
Indeed, and we thought this one was going to be a nice quick one, but nope, it wasn't. It isn't going to go this way. So Swift again, showing everyone that they've not to be underestimated, that if you give them an opportunity, they will come back into it. They will even gift you a win if they're feeling generous.
Or two.
Or two. And same with Utopia. But whilst we're waiting, let's actually have a look at the top 5 global highlights from last week. As tracks now as well, Skyrim gets dropped, but 2 tanks get dropped on Utopia. They've lost Vilkikud, they've lost Shoku. Now, damage going back across into Gohard. Karibar is getting absolutely wrecked. He's now eliminated. Damage going back into Utopia. Mucka gets eliminated. Daki, this is going blow for blow right now, but it's...
Double kill for Papa Powen!
I was just going to say it's in Gohard's favour, but Papa Powen... Whoa!
Double kill from Papa Fabian with that M40. I mean, I was going to say it's still kind of in the favor of Utopia just because all the reloads.
Oh! Great shot there from Senti, getting the tracking shot there onto...
Camille is sleep.
Oh, he's upside down! Camel's stuck! Camel! No!
You can pedal what you want.
Raging Potato's gonna... Oh, this is gonna be great! Look at this! Here we go! He's on his feet! He's okay! Deca, that's too aggressive!
Whoa, what the hell?
Deca trying to get the ram kill there on Camille, who was on his roof. He does it! Insane's down the bottom of the hill as well as Val's going to come round. What a huge misplay from Camille there. Massive misplay. This has thrown it completely into out of Range's favour. Oh my god. Oops, what have you done? Mojo, help!
И Apple будет сейчас минус.
Здесь врывается Диатор, уже проседает у нас первый раунд. 113-й Румум слишком далеко. Фервер, да он что, танкует еще?
И Диатор остается всего лишь 1 снаряд.
А здесь его догоняет Румум. Неужели они возьмут? 1 минута до конца боя. Вот это драйв показывает у нас команда НС. НС что-то как-то не заладилось сначала. Теодор должен уходить, стараться уйти, но 113-й достаточно быстрая перезарядка.
Это еще и достаточно быстрый тяжелый танк, прошу заметить.
Посмотри, как уходит Теодор. Ему осталось жить 50 секунд. Держись, Теодор!
Альфа не проходит, ты посмотри, минимальная альфа проходит. И Рурбум сможет ли сделать еще одно пробитие? Остается 40 секунд до конца боя.
Румбом уже заряжен. Нужно сейчас просто выстрелить, и победа будет в кармане, иначе Hellraiser заберут эту карту.
И
Есть
да, минус!
Отлично!
A little bit of fire here, but he's going to come off the reload. And Kyung Power is going to be really punished for staying this far forward, but it all comes down to Polly. If he can get the reset, this can potentially be a win here for Karen Tiger. They have picked up that kill onto Shino Zacket. Taki is watching the angle. 3 seconds left on the clock, and they are spotted. You're right, but Polly, he hasn't got the shot off. Oh, he has. I think Murame or Shino Zacket, someone got another reset off there for Karen Tiger as well. It was Shino Zacket in the end, and now things start to get a little bit interesting because we have more Dame and Shino Zacket very low on HP. There might just be enough time for B Gaming to cap if they put all 3 on the cap as well. The reload's coming across here for Shino Zacket.
44 seconds. If they can't go for this, they have to go for the cap. They have to get themselves on the cap and maybe hope that there's just enough time. 57 seconds. How much is it with 3 tanks on it?
That was ridiculous as he was walking, as he was driving up. Tiger's gonna finish off the Doma. Brent gonna finish off photo finish. Meanwhile, photo finish right before he goes down takes out Tigers, and now Brent, or excuse me, not Tigers. This is crazy.
Akula needs to get Master Pupil. And now he needs to get out there.
Wait a second.
Ox is going to beat him on reload. Now it's just ring around the Rosie. Who's going to come out on top?
Ox is about to be finished reloading. Akula not even close. And he's let him get on him. Ox, can he finish just for Eclipse? 2 more shots, 1 more. Is this gonna do it? And there it is.
So we saw that final highlight there, a clash between Apex and Eclipse, who are currently fighting it out for the top of the NA League. Apex have been dominating right now, and Eclipse are able to get that match from them in a tiebreaker. So that was a big, important match there in NA region. A bit like Utopia Ding when our guys play.
Yeah, we have that rematch next week, Thursday.
Can't wait for that one. So let's have a look at the lineups that we're going to see here on Himmelsdorf for the tiebreaker between Swift and Utopia here. Nothing really exceptional
I
here,
don't think
Daki.
Utopia changed anything on their defending lineup. No, that E5 is back. Let's check quickly.
Utopia
Nope,
on the
it's the
defense.
same.
50B, 50B, E5.
And
That's the same.
attack here for Swift is the same. So both these teams going for the same lineups.
After all that.
Perhaps going for the same strats again.
Same
Remember,
strats.
courtyard fight.
Then that, actually, yeah. No, this is the first one. So if this is the first one, then that means that Swift are just going to give Utopia the win.
No, this was the one. Yeah, this was the throw.
Yeah,
no,
this was the throw.
no.
This was the throw because the other one was the E100s going in and smashing everyone. So first round when we had this lineup earlier on, this was the one that Swift threw, rather than capping and letting Shoku run away and hide at the end.
All right, Ryan, predictions.
Predictions, I think Utopia is going to lose.
I'm going with Swift because of momentum as well.
Yeah, I would want Utopia to do it, but let's jump into the action and find out who's going to be right, Daki. Yeah, so as we were saying there, Daki, I was just realising we were talking in the break and nobody can hear us because the music's playing. I think with you saying the momentum of Swift, I just think the way that Swift has been playing recently in other matches, they're able to just step up when they need to. I mean, we've seen lots of mistakes today, and taking nothing away from Utopia.
Yeah, not just
But I think this is one that Swift, in a way, deserve.
I can agree, but not just that. Also, the momentum here being 4-1 down, coming back, it's completely in their favor. They are on a high note here. And Utopia is on a very low note because losing so many rounds in a row, it puts a lot of stress on your team. And look at the counter here already from Swift. They are going to go straight for that K-line this time.
Yep, reverse sweep is never something that's easy to get around from teams. You never want to be in a situation where you're 4-1 up and then throw it and lose 5-4. But it could go this way right now for Utopia. They really need to
Shoku is in trouble.
get their stuff together. Shoku is
Crespix can
spotted.
hit him from the hill. Crespix can possibly hit him from the hill.
Shoku spotted out. Mersky gets shot at as well, and Skylex gets shot at. And Swift, as the shots come into Shoku, Shoku's going to get dropped here first, probably. Now, Swift just need to keep their gun safe, but up on the hill, there's a little sneaky come round from Papa Powin just to distract Crespix on the hill and stop him shooting down into Shoku.
Yeah, indeed. But a lot of damage being taken here by Swift as well. Papa Powin, he can chase down Crespix and he can actually kill him at this point because he got some help from the back lines. So if Crespix goes down here, it's going to be very important. But Crespix, he's taking some distance. Papa Powin's not connecting all the shells. But now he got him. He should have Crespix. He doesn't have the ammo.
Papa Powin, you've just messed
missed
this up.
one.
Laddie, you messed this up. Now you got to run away. Mihailov going in here to deal with Shoku. He just needs to get himself safe with a little bit of angling there. So Shoku gets dropped. Papa Powin's going to run for his life down this hill, but he's going to be chased by Crespix. He's already taken one hit. The AMX has got the legs, but Crespix is not going to follow him. So let's have a little bit of a recap right now. Swift have still got all their guns in the game. Utopia have lost the gun, they've lost Shoku. Bihu on Utopia is dropped down to way less than half health. Muka's down on almost 3/4 health right now in his AMX 50B. Papa Powin's taking a hit in the AMX 1390. Now looking across to Swift, we see Crespix down 184 health. He's taking a lot of damage in the back chat. Skylex is taking a lot of damage in the AMX 50B. And then Atmospheric's taking some hits in the 113. But Daki, I mean, Utopia gun less, but more HP.
That shot from Milosh on the move, though. RNG, Jesus. But now, so far, I mean, yeah, but Swift, you know what's the issue right here with Swift? Skylex has a dead gunner, Atmospheric has a dead gun, which is going to be really annoying towards the end stages of this round.
Dead guns are so frustrating. It's like a damage driver.
I'd say dead gun's a little bit worse, but
Dead gun, damaged gun, maybe, yeah.
it's a little bit worse than a dead driver. I mean, you can just park your tank.
I was trying to, talk about the difference between damaged and dead.
Hmm.
You know?
But his gun was dead there for like 10 seconds and then it repaired. So technically I'm still right.
Okay.
You know, like.
Okay. 40 seconds here on the clock. Forbidden taking a shot as he drives across the road there. Trying to get a little bit of vision onto Road, who's being sneaky in the cap circle behind that building. They're
Probably
not gonna know where
reloading
he
HE.
is.
Probably reloading HE.
Papa Powin going back up on the hill, feeling brave, taking his brave pills. He had a full clip there trying to find Crespix, but Crespix is not there anymore. Crespix has a one-shot himself. Now, it's all about positioning right now from Utopia here, Daki. Can Utopia get the positioning to interrupt the cap and then start the fight? Because once that cap interrupt comes, that's the fight going down. We're down to 10 seconds. Utopia, make your move as Forbidden gets the reset in on Road. Huge shot. 527 damage. We see Mersky behind him getting shot at, Atmospheric getting shot at. Nice focus fire here from Utopia, getting the guns to bear, but they have to be careful because there's a counter coming back on Muka, and Muka looks like he's going to drop if Atmospheric can land his shot.
Yeah, indeed, Atmospheric should land the shot, and it's still very close stuff here between these two. Atmospheric actually picks it up. Can he survive? Yes, he does just get around the corner, but Wilkie's fighting with him there. Papa Powin needs to be taken down here by somebody. Skylex perhaps the one, but look at the HP, only 1,000 difference here, and the gun in the game is a big factor here because Wilkie has all the HP on Utopia.
Gun in the game right now, but look at all the tanks on Swift. Crespix is on a one-shot, Skylex is on a one-shot, Mersky's on a one-shot, Atmospheric's on a one-shot.
Look at Wilkie, he's getting pushed by the 50B from Mandux, and there's no support right now.
Vilki is overextended, but Forbidden gets a kill and gets a kill on Atmospheric. Vilki's going to shoot at Mendax. Mendax, oh, Vilki, low row, he's left on a sliver of health, 11 health. That could actually decide the outcome of the battle. Wilkie's on a one-shot on Utopia. Forbidden's on a one-shot on Utopia. Biku's on a one-shot on Utopia. Milosh is on a two-shot. Swift have Mihailov still on full health. Mihailov is going to come in here and wreck these tanks, but he needs to get in there and start taking hits.
Relax, Swift. They have time. They have time to play with. Slow it down, send Crespix towards the hill, control Mihailov, support him, make sure he doesn't get pushed on. Nobody from Utopia can actually make the push. Just support him. Send Crespix on the hill. He can kill both of those 113s from there. As soon as he gets to that F9, per 0. The 1-1-3s won't spot him. Nobody can push Mikhailov because he has too much HP. And that's going to be over for Utopia. All depends now on Crespix getting on the hill. That's it. Wait for Cresp. Cresp makes the kill. GG. Well played.
Mikhailov, sneaky from Bihu. He can poke out again, but Mersky has a covering shot. He has to be very wary of that.
Mikhailov, he can just angle off the house on his left though. Like easily can angle off that. He really shouldn't take more shells from Bihu. But there comes Cresp. Cresp is now in position. He has nothing damage. So, I mean, just needs spots. That's all he needs. Can he pick up the first?
You can't see him.
He can.
Crespix gets a kill on Vilke. Crespix looking for a next target. Swift in the driver's seat right now. They are in control.
He's reloading heat.
They are looking for tanks to kill right now. Now, all of Utopia have 3 tanks left. Bihu, 1 shot, he's on 308 health. Forbidden, 1 shot, he's on 342 health. Milosh is 2 shot, he's on 556, but he also has a dead driver. So when he gets the first shot into him, his maneuverability is not going to go great. He's spotted by Mikhailov. Mikhailov fancies a high roll here. No, he doesn't. 437, but that's enough. It doesn't
Milosh
matter.
can't do anything.
Milosh is just stuck right now, dead in the water, can't do anything. Crespix might even finish him off from up here right now. Mikhailov, how the heck did he survive this with so much health, Taki?
No ID, but it worked out in their favor in the end. Wilkie had the same though, but he survived. Milosh, Mersky comes up to clean it up though. Skylex's now pushing forwards. Bihu is coming for Mikhailov, but Crespix on the hill should be able to cover.
Bihu with the bounce, misses the first one, connects with the second one, going in for a third one. Bit slow here. Now he's overextended. Now he's in trouble. He's the only one left. Swift win this one. 5-4. They were down 4-1. Utopia. Lads, come on. Like, you should have seen this one to bed so many times.
Well,